Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and I'm taking a break from my vacation to drop this video. Wizards of the Coast revealed a lot about Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth, and I just wanted to get some of this information out to you. So they did reveal a number of cards from this set, and also some of the cards from the Commander decks. However, what I thought was most interesting, especially for folks who follow card values, was the different reprints that we're getting in a subset called Realms and Relics. So in today's video, I'm going to point out these reprints that have been recently revealed, and there's more coming. There's still some that we don't know about, but right now we have 15 of them that are official. Remember though, the reprints in this subset, if they weren't already legal in Modern, do not become legal in Modern just because they're here. This is a little different than the Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth main set. Quickly first though, remember, if you go to FlipsideGaming.com, you can use the Heroes promo code to save 10% on orders over $10. Currently, you can pre-order Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth products there. They have everything you see on the screen, as well as the bundles and gift bundles. And now you can also pre-order Commander Masters products on the website as well. If you need links to the pages, I'll have those in the description as well as the comment section below, but they do have a whole lot of other things on their website too. Remember, if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Also, whenever you use the Heroes promo code, it does support the channel, which is always appreciated, so thank you. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Before we look at the Realms and Relics reprints, we did get some additional information about the special Soul Ring reprints that you can get in collector boosters. There's an Elven Soul Ring that you see on the left side. Now only 3,000 non-foil copies of that will exist, and 300 double rainbow foil copies, and those will be numbered. Next is the Dwarven Soul Ring, 7,000 copies of that one in non-foil, 700 double rainbow serialized copies. And then lastly, the Human Soul Rings, 9,000 non-foil copies of that one, and 900 numbered double rainbow foil copies. Okay, onto these Realms and Relics cards. Now, there's been 3 of them already revealed previously. You probably have seen these before. The Party Tree, which is the Great Henge, Bridge of Khazad Dûm, that's Ensnaring Bridge, and Valley of Gorgoroth, that's Wasteland. So these Realms and Relics cards are found in collector boosters and non-foil, and they're in draft, set, and collector booster displays as traditional foil box toppers. So that's how you're going to get your hands on them, and now they've revealed 12 more. There are more coming down the road, and they said by next week we should have them all, I believe. But let's take a look at the 12 that were just revealed. First, we have Elisar the Elfstone. That is Cloudstone Curio. There is definitely some value here. The original Ravnica City of Guilds copy's at about $50 right now. If you want the foil, it's about $90, maybe a little over $90. And there was a Kaladesh Invention copy too, and that foil is about $182 right now. When it comes to gameplay, this does get some Commander play in a variety of builds and can be a decent combo enabler at times. It's even getting more play now in builds around new cards. You see it sometimes in Etali Primal Conquer / Etali Primal Sickness decks. That's a card for March of the Machine, and I've also seen some people use this to upgrade one of the Commander decks from there, Divine Convocation, or just put in fresh builds around Saint Traft and Rem Carolus from there. Next is Argonath Pillars of the Kings. That's the Ozolith. Again, another card that's not too cheap. I mean, if you want to pick up the Ikoria copy, it's going to cost you almost $28 currently. This is in Modern, Hardened Scales, and those decks have gotten a boost in the meta from a new card from March of the Machine, Ozolith the Shattered Spire. This is also a fairly popular Commander card found in a number of builds, including new ones. It is a great upgrade to 2 of the March of the Machine Commander decks, Call for Backup and Growing Threat. You see this in fresh builds around Shalai and Halar, as well as Bright Palm Soul Awakener from Call for Backup, and Burmaz Blade of Oreskos from Growing Threat. Additionally, it's in builds around a March of the Machine The Aftermath card, Rocco Street Chef. Next, we have 3 rings for the Elven Kings. That is Rings of Brighthearth. The Lorwyn copy, only $5-6 right now, a little bit cheaper. The Commander Legends about $4 or $5 typically. However, there was a Kaladesh Invocation copy of this, and that's going for almost $100. It is another fairly popular Commander card that's also a combo enabler there, and it's in various builds, including a new one, Ortheon Hero of Lavabrink from March of the Machine. Morgul Knife is next, my friends, and that is Shadowspear. The original Theros Beyond Death copy's at $20, $21 right now, and that's because the card sees a lot of play. In Modern, it's in Hammer Time, Heart and Scales, which again is seeing more play there now. It's in Affinity and more as well in the format. In Legacy, you see this in 8-cast, lands, and more there. And it's also a big commander card, getting more play now in new builds. It's indexed around Nahiri, Forged in Fury from March of the Machine The Aftermath. You also see this in builds around Yargle and Multani, as well as Thalia and the Gitrog monster from March of the Machine. And it's another good upgrade to Call for Backup, and in new builds around Shalai and Hull R2. Next is Balanced Tomb, which is Ancient Tomb. Okay, this one's a pricey one. The Tempest copy is $81.35 right now. The Ultimate Masters copy is at an even $80. The one from the list, $79.30. So basically, if you want just a regular non-foil copy of this card, it's going to cost you about $80. This did have a variety of premium printings too, though. From the Vault Realms, would cost you about $86.50. The Ultimate Masters box topper, $150. Zendikar Expedition copies about $300, and the Zendikar Rising Expedition copies almost at $200 now, maybe a little closer to $190. So getting a foil box topper of this would be really nice. This is a big mana-based card in Legacy. It's found in 8-cast, Painter, and much more. Vintage, it's in Paradoxical Outcome, Mono White Initiative, and Prison Shops. Plus, it's in a lot of Commander mana bases, of course. You see it in new builds too, like Atali Primal Conqueror / Atali Primal Sickness, and Yargle and Multani. Borrowed Downs is next, and that is Bojuka Bog. Okay, so if you want a non-foil copy of Bojuka Bog, it's not going to cost you too much. It was originally in World Wake. Since then, there's been tons of copies of this printed in a number of different Commander products. There was a Mystery Booster copy, one in the list, one in Time Spiral Remastered. So for the most part, all the non-foil copies are between 60 cents and $1.85 right now, with the exception of the Time Spiral Remastered one, that's at $3.49. The interesting thing here, though, is the price of the foils. There's only two. The World Wake foils at $39.89, and the Time Spiral Remastered one is just over $100 right now. And yeah, this card sees a lot of play. In Modern, it's in Amulet Titan. In Legacy, it's in Lands, Mono Green Cloudpost, and more. Vintage, it's in Prison Shops, plus it is a huge utility land in Commander. You see it in a number of popular new builds there around March of the Machine cards. It's a great upgrade to two of the Commander decks, Cavalry Charge and Growing Threat, and it's in fresh builds around Sidar Jabari of Zelfir from Cavalry Charge and Brimaz Blade of Oreskos from Growing Threat. I've also seen this in decks like Thalia and the Gitrog monster, as well as Yargle and Multani from the main set, and it is commonly in builds around a popular commander from March of the Machine The Aftermath too, Omnixilus Captive Kingpin. And you know what? This card also gets play in Pauper. You see this in Orzhov Ephemerate, as well as Ephemerate Tron there. Isengard, Saruman's Fortress, that is Buseiju who shelters all. The Champions of Kamigawa copy of this is almost $20 right now. There were a couple printings of this in premium sets. You do see a From the Vault Realms copy, that's also about $20. And there's a Showcase Neon Dynasty Secret Lair copy, that's slightly over $20, maybe closer to $23. This sees play in Modern, Calibrated Blast. In Legacy, it's an Omnitel. It also gets a little Commander play in different builds. Here's another big one, Paths of the Dead. This is Cavern of Souls. They have us in restored copies, almost $60. The Modern Masters 2017 copy, also about $60. Same is true for the Ultimate Masters and the copy from the list. That Double Masters 2022 copy, a little bit cheaper, maybe closer to $55, $56. But also there was an Ultimate Masters box topper. That's going to cost you about $190 now. And there was a Zendikar Rising Expedition, which is over $100. Again, not a bad foil pull, right? In Modern, you see this in Amulet Titan, Mono White Humans, and much more. Legacy, it's in Doomsday Merfolk and more there. It's also in Vintage Mono White Initiative builds. And of course, it's a big mana-based card for Commander tribal decks like the Ur-Dragon. And that is getting reprinted in Commander Masters. But you also see this in new builds too there. It's another great upgrade to Cavalry Charge, and in new builds around Sidar Jabari of Zelfir. Plus it's in Atali Primal Conqueror / Atali Primal Sickness decks, for example, too. Alright, here is one that has never been reprinted. This is Weathertop, also known as Deserted Temple. The original Odyssey copy will run you about $30, but here's the real kicker. The foil is now over $330. When it comes to gameplay, this does see a little Commander play. Sometimes it's in Tergrid God of Fright / Tergrid's Lantern builds, for example. Green Dragon Inn, also known as Homeward Path, is next. Now, if you want the Commander copy, the Commander 2013 copy, the Commander 2016 copy, they're going to run you somewhere around $17 to $18 typically. But there is only one foil copy of Homeward Path, and it is a Judge foil. Those will cost over $70 typically. And yeah, you see this in a number of commander builds, including John Arenicus Shattered One. You do see this sometimes in new builds as well, since it is a utility land. For example, sometimes Yargle and Multani, depending on what those particular copies of the deck are trying to do. Dol Amroth is next, and that is Minamo's School at Water's Edge. The Champions of Kamigawa copy is over $30, but there is a retail mystery booster foil that's just under $30 right now. Worth pointing out though too, if you want the Champions of Kamigawa foil, that's over $100. In Modern, this is in Merfolk. It's also in some different commander decks, including a new one at times, Zamon and Dina. And our last preview card of the day is Fangorn Forest. This is Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth. This is the first time it's been reprinted. The card is from Modern Horizons 2, and that copy will run you about $10. In Modern, it's in Yawgmoth, in Legacy it's in Lands, Mono Green Cloudpost, and more. It does get lots of commander play too in many builds, even new ones like Thalia and the Gitrog monster, Omnith Locus of All, Itali Primal Conqueror / Itali Primal Sickness, Zamon and Dina. It is also used as an upgrade at times for a call for backup, or put in fresh builds around Shalai and Hoar. Alright, that's the news for today. Do with it what you will, but I thought it would be important to try to get this information out to you quickly. Let me know if you appreciate this type of video for the future as well. Like I said at the top of the video, I'm still on vacation technically, so there's not going to be any Market Watch videos this week, but I'll be back next week. Until then, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.